Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new here. So if you have been following my journey, then you know I am doing meal preps. Meal preps for the upcoming work week. I do 5 meals breakfast, 5 meals lunch, 5 meals for dinner. I also do a snack and a dessert and also a protein shake that you won't see here. I'm just doing the meals on this video, but remember I do add a protein shake every day. So on the menu we got sausage and egg breakfast burrito with guac and salsa. Lunch is shrimp with sweet potato and spinach. Dinner is blackened ahi steak with green beans, rice, and tartar sauce. Now for that one, the dinner, I completely forgot I had to add green beans to my dishes. So you won't see it in the video, but they are in my meal preps. They're 2 ounces of green beans per container. So don't forget the green beans. You don't want to miss out on those. And then for dessert, we have a protein Rice Krispie. And then I have strawberries as a snack. Like I said, don't forget your protein shake. So I do supplement with a protein shake with all of these meals. And it comes out to about 140 grams of protein. Actually, it comes out to 140, not about 140 grams of protein per day. I will have the macros on the screen, so just stay tuned for that. But let's go make these meals. Come on, let's go. I just wanted to show you guys all of the things that I got at Trader Joe's. Majority of what I needed was actually conveniently at Trader Joe's. There was a few things I already had at home, like my egg whites and seasonings, of course. But majority of my things was from Trader Joe's. So feel free to go wherever you're comfortable buying your groceries. But I did find most of it there. And the ones that I did have at home, they also have those products at Trader Joe's too. The one thing that I couldn't find at Trader Joe's was the crispy rice or Rice Krispies. I had to stop at Safeway to get that. Also, a couple things that I purchased there, like those pecans and the blueberries there, that I actually didn't need for this week, but I got them because I need them for other recipes or like my kids requested them. I ended up using all of the fish. It literally was exactly what I needed for 5 meals. The spinach was a little bit extra at the end, and the shrimp, I ended up not having enough. So if you're gonna make this size meals and copy my recipes verbatim, I would suggest you buy 3 bags of shrimp from Trader Joe's, or maybe just go to Costco and get like 2 of the big bags from Costco. I always get the red Argentinian shrimp if they have it available. I don't know what it is about that one, but I love it. But yeah, that's the crispy rice right there that I ended up getting from Safeway. So you'll have to make a stop at Safeway if you're gonna do this recipe too. First thing we're gonna prep is the main protein for dinner and lunch. With the fish, you wanna make sure, even the shrimp, you wanna make sure they're fully defrosted and you try and absorb as much as liquid as you can from it. Because if you want a really good sear on any type of protein, you want your meat super dry. So I took the time to make sure they were fully defrosted. I dried them as best as possible, and then I also used more napkins to like dab the top to make sure they were good. So I just seasoned them with lemon pepper and salt and pepper. Spices for me, because of my IBS, are very limited. So I just stuck to what I knew was a good seasoning without upsetting my stomach. But feel free to use whatever spices you want. So I'm just showing you guys, I love this stuff. I drink this every day. This is everyday dose. Yeah, what a coincidence. It is amazing. It makes me feel so good. So I just wanted to share. Anywho, next thing is the shrimp. So the shrimp was like really juicy too. So I took the time, maybe 5-10 minutes, to really absorb all of the liquid. Let it defrost, absorb liquid, dump some off in the sink, absorb liquid again. I literally was doing this for like 10 minutes straight. And then I took all of the shrimp after they were dried, put them in this bowl, and then I seasoned them. Although you don't see it on camera, I guess I did not hit the record button. But I did season them. I used the chili lime seasoning from Trader Joe's and salt and pepper and just a little bit of olive oil. Okay, next thing. This is the salsa. This goes with our breakfast burrito. We're going to make a sausage and egg breakfast burrito. So this is the homemade salsa that I make. Because I can't do onions and garlic anymore, I make my own salsa. And that is because of my IBS, of course. You'll hear me talk about it all the time. So I just took whatever tomatoes I had on hand. A couple of them were Campari tomatoes. This one is a hot house tomato, and I just chopped it up into salsa sized pieces. And then instead of using white onion, I'm using green onion because that is a IBS friendly onion. As long as you don't eat the white parts at the bottom, you're good. So I put green onions in there. I put the tomatoes. I completely forgot to add the cilantro, so you'll see me add it in a little bit. And then I put salt, a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of pepper, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of Truvia also, just a little bit of sweetness. And the ketchup that I used is sugar-free ketchup. Make my salsa super duper cilantro-y, so I cut that whole bunch and I put about 60%, 60 to 70% in my salsa, and the other 30% is going to go in the burrito mixture. So I'm just preparing the salsa, get everything mixed up really well. I added tapatio at the end for a little bit of flavor and a little bit of spice. And then I'm just going to put it in a container and refrigerate it. Off to the next thing. Okay, I took one green bell pepper. You're just going to chop it up into small pieces, and this is going to go into the bowl where you have your cilantro and your other green onion, and you're going to add this bell pepper. This is going to go in our sausage and egg burrito, hence the title, sausage and egg burrito prep. So I'm just going to chop it up into bite-sized pieces, kind of the same size as our green onions. So get it all in that bowl. And then I'm just showing you guys I have some grated cheese also. I'm adding salt and pepper, and then I have 10 of these chicken sausages. I'm just going to chop them up into bite-sized pieces as well. And I'm going to fry this up with the other vegetables that are going to go with our egg mixture. So just get everything in the frying pan, and you want to cook it down just a little bit so that way the onions and the vegetables all can get a softer, milder flavor and it's not too tart. And then also cook your sausages too. I'm really just warming up the sausage because the sausage is already cooked. So you're just going to put it in there, get a little browning on the sausage. And then I took 10 ounces of egg whites and 10 eggs, and I'm going to pour it right in there. Now this next step, you want to cook the eggs on low to medium low, and you want to keep stirring. That's how you get a really fluffy egg, is you cook it on lower heat and you just keep the spoon moving. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just showing you guys, like, it took a while, but it'll be worth it, I promise. So just cook it slowly. And then I have tortillas, so I'm doing 5 tortillas, right? 1 per day. I have my egg mixture. I put a little bit of cheese. And as you can see here, I'm struggling because it's really, really hot. So I got smart after that, and I started to just wrap the burritos in the container. Now, each day's worth of egg and sausage will be too big for that tortilla that I suggested in my recipe. So I just took the excess and I put it in the other pocket, and then I'll have, eggs to eat on the side, eggs and sausage to eat on the side as well. And I just continue and I repeat the whole process. Put the tortilla in the pan, I flip it over, then I add the egg mixture and then the cheese, and then I scoop the whole thing out, and then I turn it into a burrito in the container, and then I scoop a little bit extra in there and move along. We're going to do this for all 5 burritos and get them packed away in those bowls. Then get them covered and put them in the fridge. I chose to use this very tortilla because this one does not upset my stomach. This is from La Tortilla brand, and it is the cassava flour tortillas. They have almond flour, cassava flour. They have a few different ones, so pick whatever works for you and your macros. I chose to use this one because it causes the least digestional distress for me. Next thing, guacamole. So I just did it very simple because I can't do onion anymore. Boo. I just did guacamole, I just did avocado and some lime juice. That's it. And salt. Mash it all up really well, and then we're just gonna mix it, cover it, and put that away. That's done with. Super simple, super easy. Typically, I would add cilantro and onions, but because onions are not very great on my stomach and I used all my cilantro, I couldn't do it. Okay, this is easy, simple. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's just me counting and measuring my strawberries and putting them in 2 mason jars, and I'm going to cover them. That's it. It's self-explanatory. Okay, let's get going on the dessert. So I chose to use unflavored protein powder, but you can feel free to use whatever flavor you want, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, whatever. I chose unflavored so that way my family would eat it and didn't even know that there's protein in it. And my husband loved it, so perfect. And then I took my marshmallows, put them in the pan with some butter. So that's 3 tablespoons of butter and 11 ounces of marshmallows. I used the Trader Joe's version of marshmallows. It had a little bit a hard time melting in the pan. It took a while and it didn't quite melt like how I wanted it to, but I made it work. So if you want, feel free to use like the Kraft brand or the signature brand or whatever brand you want. It's up to you, but it does change the macros. I use Trader Joe's and the macros are based on that. So I just added the protein powder in and tried to mix it as best as I could. Added the crispy rice, and that's it. Like if you haven't made Rice Krispies before, it's so easy. It's like 3 or 4 ingredients. You throw it all in a pan and then you mix it together, put it in a container, let it cool, chop it up, and enjoy. It's super, super easy. So it's the same thing with this. You're just adding your protein powder in there and then pack it all together, put it in the pan, spread it out, and that's it. Super, super simple. If you know, then you know. I'm gonna weigh them, make sure I have enough for my macros and what matches my macros per day. So I'm weighing it out, and that's pretty much what I'm doing, is just weighing it out. Okay, moving along. Next thing is we're gonna cook the protein for lunch and dinner. So the shrimp and the ahi, we're gonna cook them both. The shrimp ended up still making a little bit more liquid. So it was a little bit more tricky to get that one to brown and get a nice crispy coating on the outside, or at least just brown for that matter. But I made it work, and then I took it off. So shrimp doesn't take very long to cook. So you're gonna see here, like it's barely on the stove, and then I get it off and I move along. You don't want to wait until your shrimp is over curled. You want to make sure it starts to curl, flip it over, and then maybe a minute later take it off the heat. The ahi, on the other hand, it took a little bit longer than the shrimp to cook, and I did not touch it. That's how you get it to sear really well and have a nice crust. You just let it cook on one side and then you flip it, and that's it. Don't overcook it, don't undercook it. Fish, any kind of seafood, to be honest, is a little bit more tricky, but I grew up eating this stuff, so everything should be cooked pretty good. I chose to cook the shrimp in batches because I didn't want to crowd the pan. I wanted it to get even cooking surface and everything to get a good amount of heat. Make sure you're watching it cook because seafood cooks really, really fast. So just stay by the stove. As soon as it starts to curl, turn it over, let it go for maybe another minute, and then take them out. Okay, next thing is our tartar sauce. So I use those Grillo pickles. I love those pickles. And you're just going to chop them the size that you prefer. It can be chunky, it can be really small. It's up to you. So do you. I cut them exactly how I like them. Pretty good chunky size. And then I'm just going to put them in the bowl and start adding my sauces and my seasonings. As you can see, I added pepper on top of the pickles. Now I'm going to add my light mayo. You can feel free to make your own if you want. You can use any brand you want mayo. It's just going to change the macros. So here I'm just adding my light mayo, and then I'm going to continue to add all of my seasonings. So I like it a little bit tangy, so I add white vinegar, and then I added some sweetener drops in there to give it just a little sweetness, and mix it up, and it was delicious. Cover it and put it in your fridge. Okay, next thing is our sweet potato. So I just took some sweet potato, I rinsed it really well, got all the dirt off, peeled it, chopped it into slices and then into chunks, and then just season with whatever you want. Whatever kind of seasonings you love, season your potatoes that way. I use IBS friendly seasoning, so nothing with ginger. I'm sorry, not ginger. Nothing with garlic and nothing with onion. Season it up. I put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil spray, and then I put it in the oven anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes on 400 degrees. and then take them out. You kind of want to check on them too, because depending on the size that you cut them, they'll either cook fast or cook slow. So just keep an eye on them. Okay, it's time to put everything in their meal prep containers. So here's an issue I came upon. I did not purchase enough shrimp. So you're going to see me only ending up with 4 meal preps for the shrimp. And one day I'll just have to figure out what I'm going to make for lunch, which is fine because I have 5 days worth of 3 different meals, which is great. So here I am. I'm just putting everything in their proper bowls and getting them all packaged up so I can put them in the fridge. Adding my 3 ounces of rice to all of my dinners with my ahi. And of course, I did forget to put the green beans on the ahi, so you won't see it here or even at the end of the video when I show you everything. But I promise you, I did get the green beans in there, 2 ounces of green beans per container. And so they're properly packed now. Okay, you guys ready to see it? Here's the big reveal. This is everything. Macros on the screen. That's the total there. And that total macros on the screen is everything including a protein shake. So don't forget to add a protein shake after, between, whenever you want to do it. Just make sure you add a protein shake, at least 25 grams of protein, and you'll have 141 grams of protein with these 3 meals plus the snacks and dessert. Okay, you guys, that's it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you found some kind of inspiration to get creative in the kitchen, because nobody wants to eat boring food. At least I don't. And I love some seasoning, so that's why you see me season real heavy. We're about that spiced life in this house. Not spice life, spiced life. So if you love the content, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe, because it really honestly does help our channel grow. I will be posting every week new meal prep videos, so stay tuned if you want to see more content. And don't forget to hit that notification button too, because that lets you know when I post. Okay? Anyways, thank you for tuning in today. I hope to see you guys on the next video. All right, ahui ho.